We should be switched now. We did not agree on the intro.
Yeah,
Hello
I was
everyone.
just thinking
Um,
that.
I just realized that as well. Welcome back everyone. We are back in the 80% open. Div C. We're in the elimination match between the top two seeds, nahknii against Ocarinist Drew. So this will be a very, very exciting match. I'm Monica, joined here by Zach in the box.
Hello, everybody. This is a crazy match. Like you said, these are seed number 1 and number 2 of the whole division. Their PBs are 4 seconds apart. They both had 2 wins and 2 losses, which means that whoever wins this match is moving on to the playoffs, and whoever loses is out of the tournament this year. It's crazy. I'm super excited. Both runners are ready with their DSD offsets. Looks like we're already getting straight into it. Best of luck to both runners. Let's hope for an awesome match.
Yes, indeed. I am very excited. The PBs could not be close. Well, could be closer, but are insanely
They
close.
could be closer, but yeah, probably not.
I mean, realistically, they could be
Yeah,
closer, but they are
yeah.
very close. Is my point.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. Yeah, and it's funny how the two top seeds have ended up against each other. I mean, the way that the matchings have worked in this tournament, if you haven't been around for the name draws, is it's totally random who you go up against.
Yeah,
You just go up against someone who's had just as many wins and losses as you. So the fact that the elimination match for both of these runners is against like the next highest seed in the tourney is just so crazy. I didn't realize until we were sitting in the waiting booth and we were like, wait a minute.
yeah.
Wait, this is a pretty important match.
I was also not realizing that it was wild. Um,
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah.
it's all to play for right now, and both runners are already going. They're in Cap Kingdom. Obviously, no mistake so far. You'd really hope not. 50 seconds into the run, but I mean, you never know what can happen.
I will say I've seen things.
Yeah. I was about to say that. There's that first bridge. It's claimed lives before. Not gonna name any names, but it has.
It indeed has. Um, no hydrophobia from both runners. Okay. I need to dial that back. I don't think that's something that happens in this
Yeah,
div.
probably not
Um,
in this division. I'd be surprised. I mean, it's not a super difficult trick. It's just like inconsistent.
yeah, that
And
is
it
true.
loses time to go for and miss. So it's just not super worth it for most people. But it wouldn't be like crazy to see at this level, but I'd be surprised for sure. What I am surprised to see is nahknii opting for right side. I think I did know that he usually does that, but it is interesting because 103 is definitely a point where you'd be looking to go for left side. He still pulls into the top of fight faster than Drew. I'm not sure. I guess he was just ahead leaving Frog Room. I wasn't really paying attention, but
Yeah, he
Drew
was
did manage to
slightly
nail left
ahead.
side as well. And that pretty much perfectly sinks him going out of cap. Would you look at that?
Wow. That's a pretty perfect sync, yeah.
Oh, that's so fun.
Incredible.
Yeah, nahknii did take a little bit of damage during the fight, so he's going to have to grab the checkpoint in Cascade, lest he watches a little damage refill cutscene at the first moon. But as long as he remembers to do that, everything should be good. He did manage to get the buffer jump out of the top of cutscene, which Drew didn't, which literally puts him like frames ahead. You'll be able to see on the fade out there like a tiny, tiny lead. But obviously that can switch very, very quickly.
Yes, indeed. So I don't think live data is working correctly. Either that or oh, maybe I need to refresh.
That's okay. I'm sure we'll
Um,
get it sorted.
yeah, for sure. Anyhow,
Yeah, we can see that nahknii did remember to get the checkpoint there, which puts him at full health here. Because if you grab a moon without full health, there's like a 2-second cutscene after grabbing the moon of like your health refilling. We call that damage refill, and it sucks. It's really like annoying when you make a mistake, take damage, already lose time, and then that time loss is compounded at the next moon because you have to sit and watch this cutscene. It's really annoying.
that is yeah, very true. Also, live data is synced now. I'm very happy about that. Anyhow,
Awesome, yeah. So we can see the stats if you type !div C. This is div C, right? I
yes,
feel dumb for asking that after we just talked about it. Yeah, it's like first and second seed of this division. But yeah, if you go to the head-to-head tab, you can see all of the stats of both of these runners facing off in real time. Their best possible times, the time difference between them, their kingdom exit, stuff like that. It's a great spreadsheet. It's fun to have a look around in.
yeah, it's very great. Oh, the run is acting up. I see. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, pretty normal looking cascade here from both of them. I mean, you know, when you're in like the Div E matches, like I was commentating one earlier, like things in Cap and Cascade can go wild. We can see crazy like lead switches already in that, you know, in the early game. But once runners have kind of got it down, they're going to be very comfortable with the early game. Firstly, because
Sure.
it's really not that hard in terms of the whole run. You know, the first couple of kingdoms are some of the easiest, but also these runners just do them so much over and over and over again.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, both runs having
Yeah.
good cap cascade so far. No issues at all, I think.
Yeah, I
Lands
saw a
bit
little
of
early
damage.
cutscene skip for Dino Skip for nahknii, which did probably lose like maybe 1 second to Drew, but you know, really not a big deal. They're pretty
Yeah.
much synced.
The details, the details.
Now, one thing that I will mention is that right before this race, like half an hour before this race, I was in a call with nahknii and I was teaching him a different sand route because
Oh,
he has been going for platform clip, and every time I've watched him go for it, he loses time to it because a lot of runners like kind of it's a thing you see at kind of all levels. They watch like either the world record or like you know another runner who's like a bit of a higher level than them, who like they watch their streams or something, and then they're like, oh yeah, let me just copy that. And they end up going for these strats, thinking that they're faster, not really understanding kind of the intricacies of it, and end up losing time to it. And for nahknii, platform clip was one of those things. You know, I guess he just seen the people he watches going for it, and then was like, okay, I'll add that into my runs. It doesn't seem too bad, without understanding that it only really saves time if you're getting the platform cycle manip and the bullet bill manip and the reverse jacksie manip, and you know you're kind of juggling all of that at once. That's the only way you kind of save time with that strat. So I did, I did teach him the like normal intermediate sand route, like right before this run. So hopefully that goes okay for him because this is very, very fresh. I assume Drew's going to be going for that route too. I guess we will see. Maybe Drew tries to pull out a platform clip route, and we can talk more about that as we get there. Um, but yeah, that's something about. I mean, people are vulnerable to it at all positions on the leaderboard. But especially Div C, this is the point where runners are kind of straddling those intermediate and advanced strats. And the lines are a little bit blurry about, you know, what you should be going for at that level. So I'm interested to just kind of observe throughout this whole run kind of how these runners approach that in terms of, you know, what difficulty of strats they're doing, what parts they are maybe overcomplicating things a bit, or what parts they could be speeding up, because it's a really tricky kind of position of a runner, this 103 time. You know, like I said, while you're straddling the kind of intermediate and advanced lines.
very true. Um, I will say during the whole Div C, actually during just the whole beginning of the tournament, there were a wild variety of of things people were doing. So
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of learned to suspend my disbelief about certain things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you really think it's very easy to live in a very small bubble. I think I've been like that, you know, with my own streams and my own runs. I'm just like, kind of, I had this idea of what the progression of a runner would look like and what strategy you had at certain levels. And I didn't, you know, I was kind of stuck in that bubble of me and maybe 2 or 3 friends who were grinding and improving together over the years. And then you kind of watch these tournaments and you see all these runners that you've never heard of or that you've never seen their runs and stuff before. And you see all this like variety of different strats and pieces of movement. And it really opens up your mind to, kind of how many options there are in this game. It's such a versatile game. There's so many different ways of doing each individual part.
That is very, very true. This is it's kind of the beauty of the game. nahknii not going for Dram. I think that's normal for him.
Yeah, that's an intentional decision for him. Drew, I was gonna say, it looks like he's trying to go for Dram, and unfortunately he did take a
Ooh.
bonk and falls down to the Goombas. Now, this is what I taught nahknii. Let's see if he manages to pull it off. Is jumping up here, going around, and manipulating this bullet bill in a way that means that it doesn't crash against a spawner, and you can capture it straight after the Crate Moon.
Oh,
It looks
that
like
does
it's gonna
work.
work for him, but he
And
misses
he
the long
rolls
jump and
off.
falls down. Oh no, that's devastating. All right, so Drew did obviously make all those mistakes on the gate and then didn't end up going for Dram, which means that nahknii does still have a lead here, but unfortunately, because of that mistake, he has to wait for another bullet bill. That's really disappointing. It was a good setup.
Yeah, that was. I think he just missed an input and accidentally rolled off there.
Yeah, exactly. He went for 2 roll boosts before the long jump, which is a little bit ballsy, I think, and it didn't quite work out for
Oh
him.
yeah,
But it does look like Drew is going for the same route, not going for platform clip either, which is good. Again, at this level, platform clip, there's so much to think about. It seems simple because the clip itself isn't that hard at all.
yeah.
But trying to control the platform cycle through pretty much the whole kingdom is something that people don't quite appreciate the difficulty of, I guess.
That is very true. I see a lot of people misunderstanding the point of platform clip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Right, and good. I think Jaxi skip from both runners.
Yeah, seems pretty solid. I mean, this point onwards is pretty straightforward for Sand. It's a whole section with the bullet bills that is, the really tricky part. I mean, as we saw, both of them made quite considerable mistakes on it.
That is very true.
Left side, but no dram, says someone in chat. That's it's an interesting point to make. I think I definitely added dram quite a while before left side.
I'm not allowed to talk in that conversation. I added I added left side way too early
Yeah,
because
a lot of people do. It's like that early game mindset, isn't it? Of like, oh, I need to save all the time I can in early game and this and that.
No, it was more that I was just like I was stubborn. I was just like
Okay. Yeah.
I need to prove a point.
Yeah,
Not
okay,
I want
sure.
to
That
save
too.
time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Dram it's weird. It's precise and it's difficult, and I think people kind of pass it off as like, being kind of an easy strat because most people learn it at like 105, 106, but it does take a long time to get used to. The up throw angle and position is tight, and diving into the moon is really tight, without like waiting out the timer, and getting the shake without early dramming, without late dramming is tight. It's a hard trick, but it also does save a lot of time. And when we're getting down to low 103 times, that's when I feel like both of these runners should really be looking at those kind of optimizations to, kind of bring them the next step forwards in their speedrunning journeys.
That is, yeah, very true. And both runners are heading into Lake Kingdom now.
Yeah, still a really tight race, despite the mistakes from both of them. I think they kind of cancelled each other out. And we're ending up with nahknii having. Did I close the stat sheet, Zach? That's not helpful. That is not helpful. nahknii having a 5 or 6 second lead over Drew. So yeah, really close early game.
I'm not sure where you're reading that, but well, okay, RTA he does have about a.
That's right.
No, I don't. I
Different
think you're still not reading that right.
consoles. You're on different consoles. Am I not?
Hey.
Well, now I'm confused.
So, RTA the runners have.
Oh. Wait, now I am confused.
Yeah, I think you are because RTA the runner nahknii is a little bit ahead out of Sand.
Yes.
However, because of time adjustments, Drew does have a 5-second lead over nahknii.
The time adjustments are in the spreadsheet. Oh.
Yes, indeed. The time.
Oh.
The spreadsheet.
That's so cool. I didn't even realize.
Yeah, this is really cool. They again advocating, and huge shout outs to our stats team because the stats sheet is incredibly cool. The head-to-head provides us with the difference in splits with
the low differences here. We haven't mentioned that yet. nahknii is playing on a Switch 2 while Drew is playing on a Switch 1, giving nahknii a 50-second advantage in terms of loads. I think we might be having some stream issues now. We'll just keep talking as if we weren't.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was on my end. I was starting to panic a bit. Okay, but good to hear it's not my fault. Right, and actually done with the Rango boss fight. Drew following suit. I think this could have caused the offsets to be a bit closer together now with time adjustment. So this is definitely still this is an incredibly close race for now. Very nice to see.
Yeah, I'm all sorts of confused now. They're realizing there are different consoles. Oh man, what am I doing? Who got me in the booth? Who was it? Get me out of here again. Alright, anyway. Wooded time. Wooded time. What can we say about Wooded that we haven't said already?
I mean, what it's is kind of, at least to me, the kingdom where things can go wrong so quickly. You could die at any point, have a meltdown to ramp, um, fall into deep woods. I've seen it all, and I think anything can happen. I think this is kind of, for many runners, I think, the point where the run can kind of become a make or break thing. So um, either the leads could just not change at all out of Wooded, or we could see some drastic change. And I do believe both runners are heading for Nut Clip. Um,
Yeah, I'd be sorry. I was not locked in there. Um, yeah,
no,
I
good.
mean, considering the PBs of these runners, first of all, like being in Div C, and second of all, being the top two runners in Div C, I think it's pretty much guaranteed that we're going to see nut clip attempts from both of these, which is a very nerve-wracking point in a race,
Yeah, nahknii
especially.
already has missed it. Yeah, nahknii
Oh
was
no!
nahknii cap through.
Drew! I
I
don't
think
think Drew
Drew
went for
didn't.
it. Drew doesn't
No, I
go
didn't.
for nut clip. Okay.
Yeah, Drew did not go for the
hmm
setup, and nahknii I think capped through way too early for
Yeah,
him to clip
I think
in.
nahknii just panicked a bit there. I was gonna say, like in a race, at this level, it can be really, really intimidating and so easy just to overthink the inputs and miss them, which I think is what happened with nahknii there. Drew, very interesting. It didn't look like he was going for nut clip. I'm not sure if his PB does nut clip and he just doesn't go for it in tournament races to be safe or something, or if he just doesn't do it at all. But yeah, both these runners are now taking the intermediate route around Wooded. Really interesting to see.
Yeah, and nahknii already having a little bit of an issue with ramp, having to
hmm
go up it again. Drew, I think, getting it here on the first attempt.
Yeah, just increasing that lead, that kind of invisible lead that Drew has a bit more each time. We've got to remember Drew is running on a Switch 1, so even though it looks like he's a few seconds behind, when you account for loads, it's actually nahknii who is slightly behind.
Yes, indeed. That's kind of what I meant with Wooded being a kingdom where a lot can go wrong
hmm
really fast. There's just so many variables at play in this
Yeah.
kingdom.
I mean, missing Nutclip itself, like it's good that Drew didn't go for it, for nahknii's sake after missing it. But at the same time, like if nahknii managed to get it, that would have been like a 25, 30-second time save there on Drew, which would have been huge, considering that he's already a little bit behind him. But yeah, he's just gonna have to, keep steady, not let it get to him, not let it spiral into a bunch more mistakes, which is very easy to happen, especially in a kingdom like Wooded. And yeah, just keep playing smoothly and safely.
Yes, indeed. Now we can say, oh no, we can't say that. We don't. I'm being stupid. Anyway, right, runners having now collected the story moon. Um, I okay, nahknii going for an FRS setup. Not sure what exactly he had planned there, but
That
um,
does the job. I mean,
it skips the flower road, yeah.
it does, yeah.
Um, Drew going for a very classic roll cancel FRS there with no
Yeah, the
issues at
roll
all.
cancel is what you usually see, but it is tricky. It is tricky, that roll cancel. I mean, even I don't really hit it every time. So I do respect the idea of just like going backwards and then doing a long jump, triple jump forwards. It does make it a lot easier.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't get the roll
Yeah.
cancel at all. I just go back and then uh, roll into a triple jump.
Yeah, the roll cancel's weird. What a lot of people miss with it is that you kind of have to roll cancel late.
Yeah,
I'm
you have to
tempted to
delay
say.
it a
You
lot.
spin pound straight down and then delay, start swinging the stick round, and then roll cancel and start your triple jump. Which is what a lot of people miss. But even then, like, because you have full roll speed as opposed to long jump speed, it's really hard getting the triple jump off the fence. Now, Drew is opting to go for Spiwitless here. That is very
Ooh,
interesting.
ooh.
Skipping the Spiwit fight here saves maybe 2 or 3 seconds, but that is only if you are able to hit the fast cycle in the pipe sub area here. So let's see how he handles this. That's really interesting. His movement to the nut there was really good. No comments on that. But if he's not able to hit this fast cycle, he's essentially just going to be losing time to if he did the much easier Spiwit fight. So let's see. That was
Yes, indeed.
that was a tight wall jump. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was about to say that already looked very, very tight.
Yeah. Yeah, each runner kind of has their own.
Oh, and taking
that's so
damage from the fuzzy
unfortunate.
there.
And there we go.
Yeah,
So he's
and
going to have to
that's
wait for the water to rise up. And then, like we talked about in Cascade, a damage refill cutscene after this moon. Unfortunately, it would have been faster if he just fought Spiwit. But that's a risk he took. And I'm sure he was aware of that as he went into it. So yeah, unfortunate, but I respect the effort.
yeah, definitely. Now, out of Wooded, let's see the difference between the runners. I think we'll get to see that very shortly. I think that was a 2002 RTA exit for nahknii. I could see that wrong though. And a 2017 for Drew here.
Mm-hmm.
So a 15 seconds RTA difference. Which would still put Drew in the lead by like 4 seconds, I think. Just about.
I'm not good enough at maths to figure that out.
3
but
seconds.
It sounds
there we
about
go.
right. Yeah, so basically these runners are pretty much tied when you account
4
for the
seconds.
loads. They are both playing very similarly right now. It's really interesting. Like, both of them are playing good, decent. You know, they're managing most big things and not making any big blunders, but still here and there just making these slip-ups, these kind of moderate slip-ups, you know, in different places and kind of balancing each other out. That perfectly synced up there on different Bowser phases. That was kind of funny to see. But nahknii nailing all of the fast hats. Drew still has one more to go. But yeah, pretty clean cloud there for nahknii at least.
Yep. No issues at all. And Drew getting the third fast hat as well, so also a good cloud from both runners.
Yeah, absolutely no problems there. But now we go into Lost, a very scary kingdom indeed. Lots of poison. Big bird that likes to steal your hat. Let's see how they handle it. The first hurdle of Lost is skipping the Klepto trigger zone with a jump called Meme Tree. nahknii's going for a triple jump off the rock, tries to get a CRJ off the leaf and dies. That's
falls
so
into the
unfortunate.
poison. I think his setup there was a long jump as well. Yeah, a long jump.
I've never, you know what, I've not seen that setup before.
Me neither. I don't
This one
think
that
that's...
Drew's doing is more familiar to me, where you kind of go up the leaf of the CRJ like that. Of course, Drew gets it first try, and that does give Drew a considerable lead against nahknii. You know, it looks like he's still a little bit behind, but when you adjust for those loads, he is definitely pulling ahead. That's really unfortunate. It was very close to working for nahknii.
Yeah, for sure. Excuse me.
Yeah, let's just hope that nahknii is able to minimize that mistake. As far as like deaths and Lost go, that's absolutely the kind of best one you can get. If you're gonna die anywhere in Lost, apart from obviously the very final moon, that is where you want to die because you know it always sets you back to the beginning of the kingdom. So dying on the very first jump means that he has kind of the least amount of run back, if that makes sense. So let's just hope that doesn't throw him off too much, and that he can just continue on without kind of losing his nerves a little bit there. He is going for the camera minute, barely gets it. He was really, really pushing that. Drew instead going just for the position minute, and also manages to get that. You know, 2 ways of doing that moon, one by manipulating the camera, one by manipulating the beetle itself. Both kind of get you to the same place. nahknii is going for the iron cage, which is actually slightly slower if you don't do K's triple than the stone cage, which Drew is getting.
Yeah, that's what I always advocate for in any race. If anyone has ever watched me commentate, I always talk about how many runners fall into the pit trap of going for the iron cage but not cage triple.
Yeah, I was one of those runners. I never did Stone Cage, even from my first ever run. I was an Iron Cage Andy, but it is just very, very slightly slower. Drew did opt for... Both of them went for Deathless there. nahknii didn't manage to get it, took a death pretty fast. Drew did get it, but in a very roundabout sort of way. He kind of cat bounced onto a tree stump and then like backflipped up to the top platform. I've not seen someone do that before. I don't really...
Yeah, I think
I'm not convinced
he
it
has
saves
like
much, but I mean, hey, it's good. He didn't die, so that's good, I
yeah,
guess.
he takes one less death in the stat sheet.
Yeah, I
So
guess so. And two
okay,
less deaths than nahknii and lost overall.
that is also true. Right, Night Metro for both runners, where dreams are born or something. I have no idea what that means. I just like saying it.
I respect it. And yeah, here we go. Awning jump coming up. Pretty contentious point for a lot of people, a lot of beginner runners. I know that can be a pretty like daunting jump and often takes a few goes.
And
Funny that I say that. Sorry for the commentator's curse, Drew. He unfortunately does take a bonk there.
yeah,
And barely makes it up the second time. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but he just didn't seem to have too much height.
yeah, I think he just cat bounced a little bit too early and didn't get
Something like
enough
that.
height.
It looks like, I don't know, I feel like Drew's kind of getting into his own head a bit now. He's kind of fumbling with a lot of movement, taking some bonks here and there. I think that maybe the pressure's just kind of getting to him a little bit. There's one or two mistakes which have kind of knocked him out the loop, which is a shame to see.
Might be right
nahknii
with
went
that.
for the kind of the slow beginning of haul, but then skipped the platform cycle at the end there and did manage to get up onto the pole without having to ride the platform up. Drew
I
here
think
again. You really hate to see it, like when runners start compounding these mistakes, but it's such an easy trap to fall into. He's trying to go for a terrain bounce here. I'm not sure if that's his usual backup or something he's making up on the spot. I don't really love that. But yeah, it's just
yeah,
once you make one mistake, you get into your own head, you spiral, you try to like go faster to compensate for it. It makes you make more mistakes. So he just
yeah,
needs to find a
indeed.
point to mentally reset, get back in the zone. However that might be for him, you know, whether it's just during a cutscene, closing his eyes, taking a breath, or yeah, I don't know. We'll see how he manages to handle it.
Yeah, and nahknii in the Mecha Wiggler fight. Let's see if I can look at his pattern this time.
Do you know the patterns?
I know a few of them.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Something I've liked doing over the course of the tournament is looking at the runners' patterns, and I know some of them.
Okay, I don't, so hit me. Go on.
So that is one that I definitely don't know. That's a
Okay. Well,
great
you know what? The
example.
fact that you can say that's one I don't know, as opposed to that's
Yeah,
one you do
I
know, is
have.
more than I can say. I can look at it and be like, yeah, I don't know that, and I would be able to close my eyes and say the same. But there you go. Clean wiggler for nahknii. Couple of missed
Yeah,
shots, but absolutely clears up that 2 cycle. Hopefully, same thing for Drew.
yeah.
Name that's pattern.
That's the exact same pattern that nahknii just got,
I'm
I
pretty
think.
sure it is.
I'm pretty sure that's the exact same spawn
That's
spot
rigged.
and the right
That's rigged.
movement. Are both runners getting? I think that's just isn't that C? I think that's C pattern.
Oh, so you do know. So you lied.
Um, yes, I lied for content. Um,
Any good runners in chat to who can tell us?
that is. Oh, which position is that? That is top right? No, that's.
It looks like C. We have confirmation. I think you're right, Monica.
Yeah, that's C.
Congratulations.
That is C actually.
Hell yeah. You just gotta trust yourself.
Yeah, I do. I sometimes just have to trust myself. Right, nahknii heading for Scoot Clip here.
Ooh, let's have a look. Whoa!
Very
I was
nice.
not expecting a drive-by. That was so clean.
Very
I was
nice.
so clean I had to go look at the other monitor with the like delayed stream up to watch it again. That was crazy. Yeah, wow, that took me by surprise. Drive-by is a method of doing scoot clip where you basically don't set it up at all. You just drive straight to it and like tilt the controller. That's pretty damn hard. I mean, usually most people don't
Yeah.
go for that until kind of 100, 59. He manages to nail it. I imagine Drew, who's kind of been going for safe strats across board, is going to take a setup. Yeah, he bonks against
Yeah,
that
he's
fence,
setting up.
gets the scooter into position. I love to see that. I'm honestly happier to see him doing that than nahknii doing drive-by because, you know, just being safe like that, intentionally taking that 1 or 2 seconds of time loss to make sure that you just get that moon every single run. There's no times where you're molding to it, especially in a race. It's important.
Yeah, very true.
Especially with Drew, who's in that bad mindset right now. Anyway, go on.
Very true. Yeah, and nahknii is going for slots here and presumably also going for bullet building. Now, I'm pretty sure in past races, nahknii has gone for shop after the Girder Moon.
Yeah, I told him off for that one.
Okay, thank you.
I said,
I was
no,
so mad.
don't do that. Is very slow. Oh my goodness.
I
And I
was
think
so mad.
I don't really know where that even comes from. It might just be like just something that he made up by himself, or I have a feeling. Oh,
And sorry, diving way too late. I think he got a chaos dive and unfortunately taking a death here.
there it is. I was wary of him doing bullet building here. He did ask me before the race, what he thinks what I think he should do in Metro, and I said do musicians. He's like, no, I'm gonna give bullet building a go because I know it, but it's a really hard sub area, and you know, you only really save time with this route doing slots and bullet building instead of the musicians. It only really saves time if you know the bullet bill will like capture manip, which nahknii doesn't. I mean, he's opting for a triple jump there, which he also misses. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah,
And
I
just like
think
that, it falls apart.
yeah, I think nahknii wasn't sure on his triple jump there and
Yeah.
kind of wanted to readjust, but realized it was too late for that. So he unfortunately took a death. Yeah, this is not going really good for nahknii right now, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Drew
Yeah, it
is
sucks to see.
Drew is speeding ahead, done with the musicians now, and just about to wrap up Metro.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And it just goes to show, I mean, I think it's a similar thing to Platform Clip, where nahknii had just kind of seen either like the world record or like some streamers that he watches or something, you know, doing bullet building and whatever, and he's like, okay, that's a faster thing to do, I'll do it, without kind of understanding the intricacies of it, without understanding that, you know, it only saves time if you learn this very specific way of doing it, and you get this bullet bill like manip every time, and you know, do this capture warp and stuff. And like I said, it's such an easy trap to fall into, and you know, unfortunately the inexperience there did lose him a lot of time, taking 2 deaths. And even then, even if he didn't die, you know, he was intentionally going for it with the kind of vault at the end instead of capturing a bullet bill, which I think would have lost time to Drew's musicians anyway. So yeah, it's just unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. That does mean Drew is pulling ahead quite a bit in front of nahknii now. Even ignoring the time conversion, does have a bit of a lead now. But that does not mean things have been decided just yet. There's still lots of Odyssey to play, and we are just done with the first half of the run.
Yeah, but yeah, what a crazy first half. So many lead switches and stuff. I mean, it looks like they're synced, but again, nahknii has that load advantage, which means that once we subtract the load times from Drew's run, he is quite substantially ahead of nahknii. We'll see in a little bit once the stats have updated what that lead is. Oh.
nahknii has missed the moon. Wait, what? I didn't even process that. What moon did nahknii miss? Wait, what moon did nahknii miss?
Oh. Oh. What on earth didn't he do?
Wait, what?
I'm in like utter shock.
No,
he finished bullet building, right?
I think so.
Maybe he didn't go back and get the first. No, he did get the first moon.
He got the first moon. I'm looking at the wrong
This,
Oh,
what the hell? Oh,
um,
nahknii, that's so sad.
that
Uh,
is very
yeah.
unfortunate.
Well,
Well, that is,
that just compounds Drew's lead. I mean, it was already quite a big lead out of Day Metro, and now Drew's going to be pulling so much further ahead with that mistake. I mean, you can see Drew entering Shivari now as nahknii's mashing through the cutscenes. Again, once you add the load differences, it's an even bigger gap. That really sucks to see.
yeah, indeed. That is crazy. I am very unsure as to what Mooney could have missed.
I'm going to scrub through the VOD.
That sounds
Let
good.
me have a look, because I am so interested.
Me too. Meanwhile, Drew not going for Snowjam here. He's not interested in opting for it. I don't think he does it in races, considering the stats. Opting for the very
Wait,
normal Rango route.
he... Oh my goodness.
Which one did he miss?
He didn't get the second people room moon.
What? Why?
I'm not kidding. He got... This is such a mystery. He got the first people room moon and then just left.
I think the bullet building kind of.
I think it just threw off his mental. I think it just confused him. I mean, this is what we talk about with Drew, who kind of made that mistake in Night Metro, and then just every single part of Night Metro was messing up and bonking and overthinking. And Drew managed to lock in again for Day Metro. I said that it just needed kind of some cutscenes and a moment to breathe to reset that mental and get back there.
Yeah.
And he managed to pull ahead, and it kind of swapped. And then, nahknii made that one mistake in bullet building, ended up spiraling into a bunch of mistakes, and ended up with him probably panicking a bit and just ending up missing a moon. It seems like such a silly mistake, and it's so easy to be like, wow, how could you miss that final moon? But in an environment like this, a race environment where he was ahead and then he made all these mistakes and stuff, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Just to warp a moon too early out of the sub area.
Yeah, just wanting to go on, wanting to move on. I suppose I get that, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will also mention nahknii is going for Snowdram here. He has not entered shop yet, so you will see some Snowdram attempts, hopefully not having
Don't put the plural on that.
Sorry.
Some Snowdram attempts. Hey, no.
That was not intentional, I swear.
We're gonna see one Snowdram attempt, and it's gonna go perfectly, and it's gonna be beautiful.
Yes, indeed. That will be how it will go.
But yeah, it's a good point. I mean, again, Drew, who's kind of been going for safe strats this whole way through, also is opting not to go for Snowdram, which again, had a 103 level. I feel like that's kind of 50-50. This is what I was talking about right at the start, where like these runners are straddling intermediate and advanced. They're not really in either category at 103,
Yeah.
at a low 103 especially. Stuff like Snowdram is like, well, you could do it, but like no one's gonna judge you for doing it at 103. No one's gonna judge you for not doing it. It's just kind of whatever you're comfortable with, and nahknii definitely seems like one of the runners who just kind of goes for everything, has fun with it, does what makes them enjoy the category, which is fair enough. And Drew is definitely opting to play it safer and just make sure he gets through each kingdom with as minimal time loss as possible.
Very true, very true. Drew collecting his last moon and looking forward to an exit out of sand. Sands? No, sorry. Accidentally having reset the run about 10 minutes earlier.
Yep.
Sucks to see. And nahknii now going for Snowdram.
His one attempt, right?
His one singular
His single
Snowdram
Snowdram attempt. Has a little bit of trouble getting up onto the Odyssey. Honestly, a lot of people agree with this sentiment. Jumping onto the Odyssey is harder than Snowdram itself. He cap dives very... Oh, no! No, I'm out. I'm out. No. Not doing that. Good
Yeah, so nahknii...
guys.
So nahknii going for that very, very interesting Snowdram. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of that, but
Mm-mm.
it does work
Mm-mm.
for him, and he does
Mm-mm.
only take one attempt for it.
Mm-mm. Homing throw Snowdram is, I can't judge. I can't judge. Um, it's so sketchy. It's so
Yeah,
tight. I don't
that
know.
is
I
very
don't get people
sketchy.
who do it like that. I mean, I was about to say he capped through really, really early, and I was convinced that it was going to miss. But the reason he capped through early is because he was doing Snowdram with a homing cap throw twirl instead of just twirling after the cap bounce, which is one way of doing it. You have to cap throw earlier, like he did. But it's just kind of the problem that I find with the homing throw is that it sometimes feels more consistent because it's tighter, if that makes sense. The inputs are much tighter for that. You have a much less lenient window for all of your inputs, which means that it can feel a little bit easier almost, because it's like if you do the inputs right, you kind of get it. Whereas with the normal method for doing Snowdram, because you have more leniency, there's kind of lots of ways to do it. There's lots of like vector lines you can take to the platform, and it can feel less consistent in a way because it's easier. I don't know if I'm describing that well.
No, I get what you mean. I
Yeah,
I very much get what you mean.
yeah. So a lot of people kind of get lulled into a false sense of security with that one. And you know what? Like I said, if it works, it works. There are people, I do know people at like 58 level who do the homing throw and just get it every single run without failing. And good for them. It's slightly slow, but who really cares if it's consistent? But I think, for kind of learning Snowdram, I think it's probably not the best way forwards, because it doesn't actually teach you how to time your twirls properly and how to get good vectors and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. I could have a whole discussion on that.
Yeah, I think when I first saw that in a previous race from nahknii, I was also very much not a fan of that execution.
Yeah, I mean, he gave me a heart attack. He capped through so early, and I was like, "Yep, it's over.
Yeah, I was
It's
also like, okay,
over."
that's just
He
not
doesn't know how
gonna
to do
work.
Snowdram, but no, I mean, should have
Oh,
trusted the process. Drew,
okay,
we good?
hopefully
We
Drew.
good?
Okay,
We good?
yeah, I was about to say that looked very close to the edge there,
Yeah, he was very
but
close to clipping in bounds. Yeah, I mean, while we waffled about Snowdram there, we got from what I saw, a pretty clean seaside from both runners. I mean, it's hard for like much to go drastically wrong in this kingdom, other than
yeah,
like a bonk here, a bonk there. nahknii also kind of getting a little bit close to going in bounds there. Don't love that, but manages to just stay out and not clip in, which is very good. Yeah, no
yeah.
problems there. Still pretty much the same lead that Drew had out of snow, which was over a minute.
Yeah, we are looking at quite a big lead now. It's gonna be tough for nahknii to come back from that, unfortunately. But again, it's not quite over, as I always like to say. It's not over until the fat wire sparks. Um,
Yep, I like that. I've not heard that before. It's catchy.
yeah, isn't it? I really
Hmm.
like the expression.
Yeah, I do want to point out, during the cutscenes there, I was watching Drew's face cam, and he was kind of, it looked like he was doing some kind of breathing exercise or something, like trying to control his nerves. And it's really interesting. Like, we've talked about mental a few times already, but mentality is so important in speedrunning, and especially in a race like this. I mean, like I
Yeah,
said, this is both runners' elimination matches. Like, this is a big deal. Whoever loses matches out of the tournament, whoever wins it is through to like the next stage of it. And we've seen some, crazy like kind of mental lows for both runners. Just like making mistake after mistake after mistake, and then we've also seen both of them kind of go into focus mode and lock in and do something really cleanly. And balancing that mentality is just such a difficult task, and there's no one way to do it really. People have different ways of doing it. For me, it's kind of like distracting myself, just imagining it's like any other run, trying not to think too hard about it. Often that's listening to music or talking to chat or joining a VC or something. A lot of stuff you can't do during a race as well. But for Drew, that seems to be, kind of, sitting, working on breathing, like focusing a bit more. Everyone has their own ways of doing it.
yeah, very true. Both runners having finished off with Spewart. Well, nahknii now finishing off with Spewart. Drew taking a roll into the
A little bit of
lava
damage.
actually.
No problem.
Yeah, no, not a big issue.
Yeah, as long as he's able to make it across that gap without falling down, he should be just fine. And the only penalty we're going to see from that damage is, like we've mentioned a few times, the damage refill cutscene. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah. The sweet, sweet 2-second time loss. Yeah, nahknii's just not opting for that roll cancel around the corner, which I can very much appreciate. I mean, Drew went for it and ended up taking damage, so
Yeah,
I think that's a reasonable thing to cut out.
definitely. Sorry, what did Cappy just home in on Drew's end?
I don't know, I was watching nahknii's screen.
It looked like it homed in on something that was like not even there.
I'll tell you what, this whole area is weird with home-ins. Like, that crate is really hard to home in on. I don't know if you've experienced that, where you throw Cappy in the crate and shake, and it's just like, no, I'm going over here. And there's obviously, like, 3 turnips down there. There's all the beams on the ground. It's a tricky area to, like, get precise cap throws.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think at some point I've just hit it all already with the cap. Well, not really. There's always one more thing I could home in on, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Let's have a look here. nahknii doesn't seem... Never mind. I was about to say it doesn't look like he's doing the camera manip. He is. He just turned the camera down a little bit later than a lot of runners do there. He's actually keeping the camera down all the way. He's doing a little bit of a slower camera manip here. Essentially, we turn the camera down as we're going off of that pillar to unload the lava bubble, and then turn it back up as we get close to load it back in, which makes sure that we can capture it on a good part of its cycle as it swims around. What Drew did is he turned the camera up as he was moving towards that platform, which meant the lava bubble spawned a little bit earlier. Also makes it a bit tighter, of course. nahknii opted to keep the camera all the way down the whole time there, which meant that he had to wait a little bit longer for the bubble, but it does make it easier. And I do wonder, I mean, he seems to be kind of going for some safer movement and strats. I wonder if he has gotten to that point after making all those mistakes in meta where he's thinking, like, right, I just got to be safe. Not try and go for the fast camera manip, not try and go for the, like, fast roll cancel here or whatever this movement is. I wonder if that's kind of the mindset he's getting into, and just kind of, playing safely and cautiously, and just, like, hoping that Drew will kind of naturally stumble and make some kind of mistake that nahknii can cash in on with his safety.
That very well be true. Also, quickly mentioning, Drew had a pretty good cheese there, and nahknii follows suit. So,
yeah, lovely cheese moons.
So this will be definitely very great for Danster.
Yeah, yeah. Dancer is very much what's the word?
He's a cheese guy. What can I say?
He's cheese guy. Yeah, he's cheese guy. Yeah.
He's a cheese
he's
guy.
A critique is what I was gonna say of the cheese
I see. That's the more sophisticated term. He's
the cheese critic. Yeah. He travels the world visiting different cheeseries. What do you call the place where you make cheese?
That's
I swear there's
great question.
There's got to be a word for it.
That definitely has to be a word, but that is such a great question. Now I'm curious.
Now I'm curious.
A creamery or cheese
factory?
Creamery.
Yeah, creamery. Yeah, that's the word I was thinking. There we go. Why are we talking about creameries?
I forgot.
Anyway, both runners finishing up luncheon. Pretty good luncheon. Pretty good for both of them.
Yeah, not a lot of actually, I think pretty much no huge mistakes, no huge things happening. Lots of minor movement things that could, of course, have gone a bit better for both, but overall, not terrible.
What you gonna do?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the like difference is here if you account for loads, but Drew definitely still does have quite a substantial lead over nahknii. I mean, even not looking at loads, he's still in the lead, so.
Yeah,
nahknii's gonna be relying on A, just a good late game, you know, no mistakes, good movement, clean. And B, for Drew to kind of make some mistake. That's kind of the point we're at right now. He kind of needs Drew to fall down, I don't know, on the mech or make a mistake on like Bowser or Mooncave Skip or something like that. You know, something big to let him catch back up. But the
Yeah.
thing is, when you're in that position where you just kind of need the other runner to mess something up, all you can do is just trudge onwards, play steady, consistent, and just make sure you don't increase the gap.
Yes, indeed. That's pretty much all you can do. And now we do have actually an update out of for the difference between the runners out of
Oh,
luncheon. Yeah, the stats sheet has just been updated as you were speaking about it. So Drew has a lead adjusted for loads of 1 minute and 8 seconds over nahknii right now out
oh.
of luncheon. So yeah, quite a big lead.
I'll tell you what, that's less than I thought. I thought it was going to be more than a minute. I think nahknii did save some
I
time in Seaside and Luncheon just with slightly faster movement and stuff, if I had to guess.
He definitely saved time in Seaside. I'm not sure about
Yeah.
luncheon.
Okay.
I think he
Mhm.
kind of kept it the same in
You know what?
luncheon.
A minute 8 is more recoverable than I thought. That's not a like, you know, Drew doesn't need to have a total meltdown to lose that lead. Just like a few moderate mistakes would be able to do that for him. It's pretty quick to lose a minute in this game, especially when you get into Bowser's and Moon. So yeah, don't lose hope yet, nahknii.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. And we have the wonderful segment. Thank you, Smuddy. Why are you awake? It's 2 a.m. Because we are in Ruined and there is not much happening. So let us quickly take a second to shout out all of our wonderful people, our wonderful runners, nahknii and Ocarinist Drew, providing us with this wonderful, wonderful run. You of course got Zach and me and I. I don't know English. Us two in the comms
All
booth
three of
here.
us,
What?
Zach and me and I, all of
Oh,
us.
no, that's that's
Do
whatever.
continue.
Providing you all with this very interesting commentary, I would hope you are all interested. And of course, okay, I spelled that correctly. Our Restreamer Clevered, without whom we would not be able to watch this race happening live.
Absolutely.
Um,
And now the real challenge: spelling statistician. Status.
hey, I got it.
Did I say that? Did you? Oh
Yes,
damn!
and a
I
wonderful
definitely would not be able
statistician.
to spell that word. And I'm
Yeah,
native.
I always have to double check. Our statistician Lucines are giving us the stats we need, providing us with everything for both good and evil purposes. I know that some people like to use these stats for evil, not naming any names. Um,
Interesting.
but yeah, thank you to everyone contributing. It is always
Yeah, a lot goes
and
into making these tournaments happen. A lot of
yes,
people
indeed,
working behind the scenes kind of every day, so
yes,
make sure to
indeed,
give them your appreciation.
very very true. And that is going to be it for shoutouts for me for this race for this shoutout spiel. I kind of always forget how to speak at the end of it. So, Bertram from Drew here.
He did leave the spiny alive there, which I think is gonna. Yep.
Yeah, he did take some damage from Spiny there.
Usually, I think nahknii. Oh, he doesn't do Bedram.
He does not do Bertram. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure he does grades.
Yeah, fair
Um,
enough.
I think
I was
I've
gonna say
yelled
usually
at
you
him.
kill that spiny.
Yeah,
You
you do.
yelled at him, did you?
No, I not. I didn't yell at him to do crates. I yelled at him because of the way he did crates. He does crates.
I am scared.
But I may be remembering wrongly. There's a lot of people I've yelled at during this tournament. So
mhm. No,
yeah,
Crates is another one, like we've talked about a few times, where it's very easy just to watch a high level runner and be like, oh, they get the Crates Moon, I'll get that. And then kind of make up your own movement for it that's a bit safer and easier, and not realize that actually you would just be saving time if you did Bird Ram. So I'm really interested to see how nahknii handles crates here, because you know if he doesn't kind of, it only saves like 1 or 2 seconds over Bird Ram. So if he doesn't do the fast movement that gives you that and the blind jump out the pipe, then he's just not gonna be able to cash in on that time save.
yeah, precisely. Um, But meanwhile, both runners in shots.
Yeah, Shards is. Sorry,
Shards-
I'm closely watching. Shards is a very what's the word? Precarious, I guess, place in the run. There's like it can go so smoothly and then all fall apart so fast. Kind of like this nahknii's doing right now with a bomb floating directly above his head and two birds poking at him, but he does manage to get out of the way. Pretty clean. We like to see a Shards like that. For both of them.
Yeah, both runners, no problems at all in shots.
Yeah.
So very great.
Yeah, Drew especially just kind of flew through that and managed to avoid all of the people and bombs and things going on. Drew is going for this moon from the front side, which I do like to see. That is the faster way of doing it. Looks like nahknii is doing that as well.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
people
also
go get it from the back, which is kind of what you do if you're doing the dram, but they just do it without the dram, and it is a little bit slower than going from the front there. So I'm glad to see that.
another point of contention where I've yelled at during comms where runners
Yeah.
just did that kind of movement. And
Yeah,
it's just
and again, it's just like, you know, watching they watch a streamer who's like a little bit better than at the game who does Bowser Dram, and then like, oh, okay, they go on the back, but I can't do Bowser Dram, so I'll just do it without. And it's like, no, you're losing time.
Yeah, exactly. Both runners heading for top of first. This is another point of discussion in this community. I will refrain from commenting. nahknii does take damage from Topper here, though.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. And Drew takes down Topper and pulls ahead. Like, I mean, obviously, sorry, I've lost my train of thought. Loads.
Yes,
Loads.
That's the right point here.
loads of them.
Loads of loads. Right, and the heavy fight for both. nahknii not going for the health refill both through the checkpoint. I don't think you really need it at that point, but
Is this a Zar Bomber attempt? I think it is.
yet
I have never seen that setup
What?
before. Oh my
I'm-
goodness. That's I've never seen without the roll cancel sub. I didn't know that was a thing. Wow. That's
Okay,
nice.
that
I like
works.
that. That's smooth.
nice.
Okay. Drew is opting, like most things in this race, for the slightly easier strat, if you like. But I don't mean to say that to like put him down for it. It's working, right? He is a substantial
sure.
lead. He's going for the easier strats, but he's getting all of them, and getting all of them fast and consistently, and that's just put him so far ahead. So,
Yeah, for
just
sure.
really that difference in play styles that you can see with these two runners.
And nahknii now coming up to the Crates Moon. This is where we find out if I'm going to be mad at him for the rest of the day.
My answer is probably.
Yeah.
But we'll have a look. We'll analyze this crate. So again, getting this moon here that nahknii's about to get, which Drew is just running straight past, does save a little bit of time over getting the moon at the very beginning with the bird, but only if you do it. Now, he did it. That was good.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
God. I'm not
Okay.
mad at nahknii, guys. I'm
Yeah,
not mad at nahknii.
Drew, wait, while we were looking at that, Drew took a death.
Yeah, Drew took a death. I think through the bombs. I think he.
Oh
accidentally
my
fell down there.
goodness. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Yeah, in RTA, this puts nahknii ahead, of course, with load adjusted. This does still mean the lead for Drew is still there, but it is smaller now, so any mistake could now, any big mistake for Drew could now turn this around again.
Wow, that was so interesting. Okay, so many things to digest that, and we're going into the Mac fight, so we don't have long. nahknii did opt for the triple jump around the side, which is kind of the only way to save time by doing the crates moon. You kind of have to do that movement, and it's terrifying and hard and inconsistent, which is why most people don't do it at this level. But he did it, and it was fast, so thumbs up there. Drew, unfortunately, despite not having the camera lock, which you get if you do crates and come out the pipe.
Oh no! Sorry.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
I don't want to interrupt, but this
no,
order,
everything is happening. This is too much.
the order of business here. Oh my God.
Yeah, nahknii opting for Spew second instead of Topper second, which isn't. I mean, I guess that means he's going for Harry. I think it doesn't matter if you go for Harry at last, which of those two you do next.
I do think it matters a little bit because if you get Topper third, the reset. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I'm not. I don't know what
is he,
he's doing.
what? Huh?
Oh my
What?
god, nahknii, please, please, nahknii.
What is going on? What am I watching? Oh, no, that's
Oh
so.
my gosh. Yeah, this is why
Oh,
what I was about to say with why you wouldn't do Topper last, and Spewart like third or second, sorry, because everything gets messed up with the mech. I have no idea why nahknii opts for that order, but it is definitely one that I would never
I
recommend to
I
anyone.
have no words. So yeah, the oh gosh, where do we begin? With the mech, when you have one bubble alive, it does a lot more steps than it does when there are two bubbles alive, basically. And while it's doing steps, you can't really kill the bubbles that are like on the outside of the mech. So what we typically do is kill Rango, then Topper, then Spewart, and then Harriet, because Harriet is on top. So even if the mech is like stepping around, you can still jump and ground pound Harriet because she's on top and you're safe. Like if you miss a ground pound, you just land back and you're fine. nahknii did Spew at second, which is unorthodox, but it could have worked if he then did Topper third and saved Harriet to last again. But he didn't. He killed Harriet third, leaving kind of one of those outside bubbles until the end, which meant that he was having to kill the outside bubble while the mech was walking around, which you really don't want to be doing, you know? You want to be killing that
Yeah.
outside bubble before the mech starts walking, which is usually after the running phase, and then save Harriet for last while the mech's walking. So that was just kind of like lots of strange like decisions. I don't know if that's something he usually goes for or if he just kind of kills whichever bubble he feels like. But it did mean he fell off basically, and Drew, very clean mech, managed to stay up, break all the bubbles, and really reclaiming that lead going into Moon.
Yeah, I will say I don't want to throw nahknii under the bus, but I'm pretty sure that's the order he usually goes for. And
Interesting.
I think in all of the races of him that I've commentated, this it bothered me every time.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, moving onwards to Moon Kingdom, we see some really nice movement there from Drew. Also, a good vector there from nahknii. He probably could have landed without diving there, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. And Drew did manage to keep both rocket flowers all the way to the Sphinx. Ground pound straight onto his head. Really smooth. Love to see that, but is a bit too close to the wall to get the Shrine bounce out. nahknii is right on his tail, coming up to Mooncave Skip. And there we go. Drew nails it, lands on top. No problems on his second try there. And nahknii capturing a little bit early, but I think that's still enough height to make it. Yeah, no problem getting
works.
a first
No
try
worries.
Mooncave Skip. Cool. Good to see.
Doing a little backflip pause on the honeymoon bridge or honeymoon ridge, I'm not sure, for no reason, but
Style
it
points.
does. Yeah, I was about to say style points.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Drew did the second try, the scene. Right, and going into the bottom fight for both, Drew ahead, RTA already. So
Yeah. Hopefully this should be okay. I mean, both runners do go for fast hats. Obviously, you'd hope so. I mean, I think nahknii didn't start doing it until like 105, which is a different discussion.
sorry, that is crazy.
Yeah, it is. But hopefully at this point, you know, there are definitely some Division C runners who are going to be a lot newer to that trick. But, you know, these two being the top two seeds, low 103s, I'm sure that they are very, very comfortable with fast hats here.
Yeah, for sure. No rolling over the fire. I'm not a fan of that, but a few people
Yeah, but style
like
points. We
seeing
were just
that.
talking about it.
That does give style points. I will agree.
Yeah.
I'm just
Uh-huh.
not the. I will agree that does give style points.
My
By
favorite way to
quite a
dodge a
large
fire
margin.
is the Miles bonk, where you bonk into the side of
Oh
the arena
yeah,
and get the height from that. That's good fun.
yeah. That is like the biggest, the most amount of style points you could get
Oh
out
yeah,
of
the
the
style is
fight.
just through the roof. I mean, it's radiating out of you at that point. Oh, so
And
Drew. Oh, I was looking at the other screen. What happened there?
yeah, me too. I think Drew missed something. Okay,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
Good way to put it. Thank you. I think
Really
he.
great, really
I
great
think.
insight.
Oh no! I think he got hit during
Yeah, I
during
think
the
so. I think he just mistimed his
in the
jumps a little
face.
bit. What I was worried about there is that he was on 1 health, and if he mistimed another jump and took damage there, he would have been dead. So it's good to see Drew going into the escape sequence alive. This does put nahknii at an RTA lead, but again, when you count for loads, Drew actually has a 51-second advantage here over nahknii, which subtract that maybe 10 seconds ahead that nahknii is. That
Yeah.
gives Drew maybe a 40-second lead here. So the only thing that could lose this race for Drew is if he like pretty much dies, you know, in 2D or in pillars. And I don't know if he's got the stream open, you know, different runners like to do different things, but if he's aware of that, he's going to play this really slow and really safe. He's going to like
Yeah, for
take
sure.
pop shots and stay really far away from the edges and not do like crazy sprint jumps because, you know, he's a good 40 seconds ahead. He's going for 2D skip, gets it without
And
a
he
problem
nails
there.
it. And
Not
nahknii
going
is
for the
heading
second 2D
to the
skip.
pillars.
And there we go. It is time for pillars. nahknii breaks down the final wall. Let's see if he can do this.
And Drew following suit, also entering pillars, just about like around 10 seconds behind RTA. But again, of course, adjusting for loads.
I think they did, Lucine.
Yes, they did. I'm pretty sure they both did 2D skip. Pretty nice pillars from nahknii here. And Drew also having good pillars. And that is the final pillar for nahknii. That is going to finish his run. And as long as Drew doesn't get in this wall and die.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Drew will finish off slower. Faster. Earlier in.
Slower, but
Faster.
So Drew, who is playing on a Switch 1, is going to be getting a 51-second not penalty. What's the opposite of a penalty?
Bonus?
I guess, yeah. 51 seconds of time save there for the load difference, which does mean that he is the winner and will be moving on to the playoffs of Division C.
Yes, indeed.
Minus 51 seconds. You see it there. Congratulations to Drew. It's a shame we're seeing nahknii knocked out of the tournament. He did make it very far. He managed to play all of the matches that he could have during this stage. So, you know, still huge congrats to him for getting this far through the tournament. And hopefully we'll see him next year. Maybe in Division B. Maybe in Division A. Maybe higher. Who knows?
Maybe he'll go into Pro League. Who knows?
Maybe he'll be in Pro League. Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, of course, both GG's to both runners. Of course, Drew for winning this race. I do think we will be getting some interviews here. Yeah. Welcome in you too.
Hello.
So excited.
Appropriate reaction. Welcome in, guys. All right. Congratulations, Drew, on the win. We'll come back to you in a little bit.
Sure.
nahknii,
Thank you.
What are we laughing about here? What's going on?
You want to talk about all those dropped inputs or what?
Oh, the dropped in. Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interesting because there were, you know, we did see some dropped inputs, some bonks here and there, but I feel like a lot of your time loss was very much the decisions that you took during this run. And kind of, you know, getting out of the loop a little bit.
Mech
we were
it was
very
all me.
confused about.
It was all me.
That was Mech. That was obviously the meltdown in the bullet building, and then that like made you lose focus, and then you just warped without grabbing the last people room moon, and it was It was a shame to see. Like, it was just one of those moments where like one mistake spiraled into more and spiraled into you kind of losing your focus. But I mean, you still made it really far in this tournament. It's a shame to see you go, but I'm interested what you have to think about your progress.
Oops. That's all I gotta say.
Fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
All right then. All right, well, Drew, congratulations on the win. That puts you through to the playoffs. If I'm not mistaken.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I feel like I played all right. I made some dumb mistakes near the end. That death in Bowser's kind of really caught me off guard. That's a rare.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever actually died there. That's because like when you don't do crates, that section of movement's pretty easy.
Because you can see, yeah.
You can see, yeah. So like, I don't know. I've never died there before, but
that's
you know
where
what?
you died. Oh my god.
Yeah. But and then like just some dumb stuff like I wasn't paying attention during the Bowser fight, and I like thought I was on a different cycle than I was. Yeah, just dumb shit. But that stuff happens. I gotta say, I was surprised to see my opponent fighting Spewart in Wooded, but then going for bullet building in Metro. Like, should I be fighting Spewart? Like, is it not worth doing Spewartless if you're not going to nail that?
This is like
pipe sub area.
Zach can answer.
If you don't hit the pipe cycle, you're losing time to doing Spewart.
Okay, so because I used to be able to hit that pipe cycle, but I am washed up. So
yeah, so you either need to practice that or just drop to Spewart for a little bit. It's only like a 2-second time save if you do hit the cycle, so not a big deal.
It's only 2 seconds. All right, I'm fighting Spewart, man.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, I mean, congratulations. Hopefully you can take that through to the playoffs, and I hope to see you make it far. And again, congratulations again, nahknii, for at least being able to play all of your matches.
Don't talk to me.
Oh.
I'm playing, bro. All good.
But yeah, of course, thank you also for participating this year. It's always great to see more and more runners come in, and very exciting to have runners run in these tournaments. So yeah, we do hope to see you next year again.
I'll reinstall the game next year.
I look forward to it. We'll see you in Division B, brother.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, buddy. All right, and thank you so much for co-commentating with me, Monica. It was an absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
and thank you to Cleverid for the restreaming. Did a fantastic job. And thank you to our statistician, who was Lucine, for giving us those live updating times so that we could see the difference between the runners. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, indeed. Speaking of next, we do have another race coming up next. We have the redo of Laserlock against Electric Hoodie. Because I'm pretty sure that match was moved from another day. So yeah, make sure to stick around for that. And for the selection show right after. And I think that is going to be it from us for this race. So I will see you all around.
See you around. Thank you for watching, guys.